Hello, I'm Sharon from Sharon's Crochet Design. Today I'm going to show you a tutorial for these face scrubbies and pouch combination. It's a pattern that I created this week. I made it in a white with a teal and in a yellow. So it's a beginner friendly pattern. It's a perfect gift for just by itself, a little small gift for someone, or it would be great in a gift basket with some spa things, something like that for a birthday or bridal gift or something like that. So we are going to get started now. First of all, just thank you again for joining me on my channel, Sharon's Crochet Design. And we are going to go through the list of things that we need to get this project done, and the supplies and stitches and things like that. This is a beginner friendly pattern, and the stitches are in US crochet turns. So we're going to start with the yarns that we used. I use 100% cotton yarn for any of my washcloths, dishcloths, face scrubbies, anything like that. They're super 100% cotton is super absorbent and feels good to the touch. I'm using today Peaches and Cream as the main color in Ecru, and I'm using also Peaches and Cream in Forest Green. I'm also using a 5.5 crochet hook. 5.5 crochet hook. You will need a darning needle, a row counter, some scissors, and a stitch marker. The stitches that we'll be using for this project, like I said, it is a beginner friendly. It's a beginner level pattern. And the stitches are just the magic circle, chain stitch, single crochet stitch, double crochet stitch, slip stitch, and the fasten off. So we will get started now and get on this video. Okay, we're going to start this project with a magic ring. I loop the thread over twice with 2 fingers. I go under, over, pull through, go under, and pull through. There are a lot of different ways you could do a magic circle. This is just what I've gotten used to and what works best for me. Inside that magic circle, we're going to crochet 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to put in a stitch marker in that last stitch. You don't have to do a stitch marker if you're good with keeping up with your stitches. I have been crocheting a very long time, and I still can't keep up with my stitches, but it's okay. That's what stitch markers are for. So I choose to use a stitch marker. It just makes life a little simpler for me. We pull that string, tail of the yarn tight in that magic circle, and we'll come back to it, and we're going to sew in the ends after the end of this round. Then I'm also count back. I'm a double checker of myself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 back. This is the first single crochet that we did. And in that single crochet, and this is a repeat round, it is also our increase round. This is round 2. You're going to put in, I always have trouble getting in that first stitch because it's kind of tight, and that's fine. You're going to do 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet in that same stitch. So 1 single and 1 double. That will count as your increase. Okay, split a little bit. And a double. And in the next stitch, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do a single crochet and a double crochet. I'm going to do this all the way around. The next stitch, this is the third stitch. You're going to do a single and a double. And do it again. A single and a double. In the same stitch again, all the way around. You're doing this in the same stitch. There are only 6 rows total for the face scrubby. It's a very quick and easy project. Single, double. It only takes about 15 minutes. I'm going a little slower for the purposes of the video, but it takes me, I don't know, 12, 15 minutes to do one face scrubby. And in the last stitch, take out that stitch marker. Again, we're going to do a single and a double. Pull that string a little bit, the yarn, put the stitch marker back in, and I stop here to tie in, fasten in this end. Get the darning needle. I like to do it at this point. You can keep going if you want and do it at the end. It's just whatever your preference is. I just am in the habit of doing it. It kind of gets it out of my way. So I just go ahead and get it done at the end of round 2. So when I'm doing something like dish rags, face scrubbies, washcloths, things like that, I am super careful to make sure I fasten things off really good, tie in my end really good. So I'm going to do it twice. Go backwards. Now you don't do it in that same stitch you just came out of. I go to another stitch and I'm going to run it through a third time. Pull it through. And we will cut this string. So that's got that out of the way. Now we're going to do row 3. So in this first stitch here, again, we're going to do the combination single and double. And in the next stitch, we're only going to do a single crochet. So the next stitch, do a single crochet. Then again, we will repeat. This is a repeat around, and it's an increase. So this will be an increase, a single and the double in the same stitch. My yarn's splitting a little bit. Cotton will do that on you. The next stitch, whoops, sorry, I hit the camera. Next stitch, you're going to do a single. You're going to do this all the way around. The single double combination, and then the single in the next stitch. We're going to do it all the way around. Single and a double. I like this stitch for this particular project. I use it in my dish rags as well and wash rags because it gives a little bit of texture to it, and I find that to be very important with something like this. So a single, and the next stitch you're going to do a single and a double. I also use a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook because I like it to have a little bit of breathing room, not real tight. So this is a single. Then you're going to do a single and a double. The next stitch you're going to do that single. I do want to ask you if you don't mind a single and a double in this stitch. Please go to the subscription, can't talk, and hit the subscription button and like my video, please, if you like this tutorial. And by all means, I love comments. So please leave me a comment what you think of this pattern. the ease. I am giving instructions for the tutorial with it being a beginner friendly. I like to make sure I go slow enough and give y'all, opportunity to see what's going on and how you do it. Okay, so this is round 4, row 4. And again, in the first stitch, you're going to do a single and a double combination. Now, for this round, you've done an increase, then you're going to do just a single in the next 2 stitches. Not a single crochet. The first one is a single crochet. The next one is a double crochet. Just in the single stitches. You're not increasing in those 2 stitches. So again, you're going to do, in the next stitch, you're going to do a single and a double combination for the increase. Then you're going to do a single and a double in the next 2. And you're going to do that repeat all the way around. You do a single, double combination in the next stitch, then a single crochet and a double crochet. And you're going to do that all the way around till we get to the end. Okay, so we are at the end of the row. And in this last stitch, let's take out the stitch marker. In this last stitch, we're going to do a double crochet. We're not going to complete this because I'm going to show you how I join the thread. This is when, if you're using 2 colors, this is where you are going to join that second color. Like I said, I'm using a green today. Uh-oh, the yarn is just going to blop out like it does sometimes, so bear with me. Okay. So I take the end of the yarn, put it on the hook, pull it through those last 2 stitches because you only did half of that double crochet. Kind of pull it a little bit, then the tail of the new color along with the main color that you were using, I tie a knot. And the reason I do this is I understand that these are going to be used a lot for scrubbing your face, washing, and they'll be, cleaned in the washing machine. So they're going to have a lot of use. So to do it this way, you can be a little more secure that the knots are not, the ends are not going to pop through your work over time. So, and also while we do this round 5, we're going to be pulling in these tails into our stitches. So just won't have to go back and finish them off at the end. So for this round 5, you're going to start with 2. This is a row of single crochets. You're going to do 2 single crochets. It's also an increase round. 2 single crochets in that first stitch. Then in the next 3 stitches, I'm not tied off this main color yet. We're going to do that in just a second. I haven't forgotten it. This is how I do it to kind of save yarn. The next 3 stitches, you're going to do 1 single crochet. So 1 in that one, 1 in that one, and in this 3rd stitch, you're going to do another single crochet. And in the next stitch, you're going to do an increase of 2 single crochets. 1, 2. Then again, you're going to do the next 3 stitches. You're going to do a single crochet in each of the next 3. Crocheting over those ends as you go. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to stop here and pull that string up so doesn't get lost. Going to pull it not real tight because you don't want it buckling like it was doing there. Pull both of those ends. Then Make sure your green thread is out of the way. Your working yarn is out of the way. And then you're going to snip. These are not the scissors that I normally use. And now I know why. It's a little frustrating. They're not very sharp. So we're going to continue around with an increase of 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Then in each of the next 3 stitches, we're going to do 1 single crochet. So it's 1, 2, 3. And we're going to continue this all the way around. So join me back at the end. Okay, this is the last round for this project, for this face scrubby, and it's a fun little round. I like it. It's a little bit of a different stitch. So in this first stitch here, when you join yarns together like that, it's kind of like the beginning of the magic circle. It's a little bit fussy to get through, but you do a single crochet, you chain 2, and a single crochet back in that same stitch. The next stitch, you're going to do 1 single crochet. In the next stitch, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. This just gives it a little bit of a frilly, pretty border around the scrubby. So a single, in the next stitch, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet back into that same stitch. So I guess it is kind of an increasing round, huh? So the next stitch, you're going to do a single crochet, and then again you're going to do the repeat of a single, chain 2, and a single. The next stitch, you're going to do a single, then you're going to do a single, chain 2, single, and in the next stitch you will do a single. So continue that all the way around the edge of your scrubby. We'll meet back when you get to the beginning, the last stitch. Okay, we're down to our last stitch now. Take out the stitch marker, and we're just going to finish this round with 1 single crochet. Then in the very first stitch that we made, we're going to do a slip stitch, fasten it off, cut your yarn, pull it through, and again use your darning needle to turn to the back side, pull that kind of tight. You're going to use your darning needle to make this secure, because like I said before, it's going to be washed a lot, used, you know, as a washcloth for your face, and you want to make sure these ends aren't going to come out. So I like to go through several stitches there. Pull that not too tight, because this is a kind of frilly end border there. You don't want to pull it too tight. So then don't go back through that same stitch. Can you see that? Don't go back through that same stitch that you came out of. Go through another one. Come back through in that opposite direction. Pull that through. And I'm going to do it one more time. Again, not going back through that stitch. We're going to pick a different stitch to start in and come back through. This is our 3rd time through. Pull that out. Cut your tail, and you have finished your face scrubby. Now before we start the pouch, you're going to need to make 3 more of these face scrubbies, and because there are 4 in the pack, and we will come back, get that done, and we'll meet you back here when it's time to start the pouch for the face scrubbies, and I'll walk you through that. So we'll meet you back here. And now that we have our 4 scrubbies complete, we are going to start the pouch. So with the pouch, you will start with a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And we're going to put stitch marker in that last stitch, chain number 16. Place a stitch marker. Now we're going to do single crochet in the second chain from the hook. This does not count as a chain, so that's 1, 2, not the one the stitch marker was in, but the next one. We're going to do a single crochet in that stitch. Now we're going to do a single crochet in the next 13 chains. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Forgot to mention, you're starting in your secondary color when you're doing the pouch. 4, 5. Don't knot on me, yarn. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Then in the next chain, you're going to place 4 single crochets in that last chain. So let's do 1, 2, 3, excuse me, and 4. Now you're going to work on the back side of your work, and when you do that, you're going to be working over this tail as we go. So we're going to do 13 stitches on the back side. We're going to place a single crochet. So that is 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, let's do 1 or 2 more before we cut that tail. 6, I'm trying to get in the top and not the bottom part of this back one. It won't cause as much separation with the completed project. I'm going to continue down to the stitch before the stitch marker. Okay, we'll do one more, and let's go ahead and cut this tail. So we're going to continue down the back side until we reach it's a total of 13 stitches, till we reach that last stitch, not the one with a stitch marker in it, but the one before that. $12 and 13. Then in this stitch, it was the first chain that we made, where the stitch marker is, we're going to do 4 single crochets. Let's take out that stitch marker. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to put our stitch marker back in. That last single crochet. So now in the next 14 stitches, we're going to place 1 single crochet. So this is our first stitch. I need to get both of those, sorry. I love this green for this project, but it's harder, this dark yarns are harder to see. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Now, we're going to now increase around this corner. So you're going to do 2 single crochets in each of the next 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 2nd stitch, so I'm going to put 2 in there. So you're doing 2 in each of the next 4. That's the 2nd stitch. Here's the 3rd. I'm going to put 2 single crochets. This is the 4th stitch. You're going to put 2 single crochets. 2 single crochets. Now, gotten around that corner. I'm going to go around the other side, and you're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 14 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, and 14. All right, so now again, you're going to do 2 single crochets in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. So 2 single crochets. You're increasing around these corners. 2 single crochets. Two single crochets, and 2 single crochets here in this last stitch. 1 and 2. All right, we're going to place the stitch marker back in. Now we're going to do, this makes a total of 44 stitches for that round. I was not giving you all the number of that. It is in the pattern. So now we are going to do a single crochet in each stitch around. So what this means, we're going to be starting to create the sides. So we're going to be doing 1 single crochet in each stitch around. That's again going to be for a total of 44 stitches. So you continue that 1 single crochet in each stitch around. We will not be increasing on the corners this time because we want to start building the body of the pouch. So continue with 1 single crochet in each stitch around. And we will come back and meet up when we get back to our single crochet and the last single crochet, our stitch marker. Okay, we've come back around to the end of row 4. We're going to put a single crochet in this last stitch. Put the stitch marker back in. And we're going to repeat the row. So row 5 is the same as row 4. You're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around for a total of 44 stitches. And we will meet back. We'll be changing color at the end of this round, and I'll show you how to do that. So continue all the way around for 44 stitches, a round of single crochet in each single crochet. And then we'll come back. Okay, we've come to the end of the row, and now we're going to change color to the main color, which is ecru of the face scrubbies. So we're going to start a single crochet, and then, and this, like I just told you with the face scrubbies, this is just how I do it. You're going to pull that through, turn it over, tighten up that string, the green string, and you're going to take the green one and the ecru one and tie a knot. Just for extra stability, because this, again, won't be as washed as much as the face scrubbies, more than likely, but it will be washed and used. So I just like to do that to give it more, secure, so the ends are more secure. So now we're going to start with the ecru, and we're going to do just like we did before with the green, and we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and as we're single crocheting and doing our stitches, we're going to stitch over these. I don't know why it's being so difficult. Or maybe I did it too tight, but it's going to be fine. We're going to single crochet right over the ends. Single crochet. No. Okay, I'm going to try this again. I've decided not to edit this out because we make mistakes and have boo-boos, and it is okay. So when I was starting this round with the new color, the darker color, like I said, it's darker colors are harder to work with for me because I'm not young anymore and my eyes ain't what they used to be. So somehow when I was going in, I snagged a piece of the yarn that I shouldn't have snagged, and it wasn't working. So I frogged that, and I came back and tied it off again, and we're going to now start this round of the ecru color with one single crochet all the way around. So let's start that. So that's better. And again, we're going to be pulling in the tail of the ecru and the green secondary color that we were using, and we're going to single crochet right over that, so that will secure those ends. So yeah, don't give up, as with anything, but I have learned, especially with crocheting, don't give up. If you make a boo-boo, frog it and start again. Sometimes you can fix boo-boos, mistakes that you make, but in that situation, I had to frog it. I had to pull it out and rejoin the color to do it again. So do not let it, just deter you from crocheting. I absolutely love crocheting, and it's because my grandmother, both of my grandmothers, but my mother's mother particularly. Now we're going to stop, turn it over, and snip those ends. So we're done with the green for now. We're going to come back to it in just a little bit. But my grandmother was an avid crocheter and used to make some beautiful tiny little things. She would use a lot of the threading yarn. She used to make me Barbie doll clothes and just all kinds of stuff. And I used to go visit with her usually a couple of times a month on the weekends. I wasn't spoiled a bit, haha. But she would make Barbie clothes for me and things. And so I have fond memories of watching her crochet. And it just stuck with me. And it's something that I've always enjoyed doing. I didn't do it a whole lot when my kids were younger. I had my children. I had a daycare. So didn't do a whole lot of it. But gosh, 14 years ago almost. 14 years ago, my husband was sick. And we spent a lot of time in the hospital. And I've never been a person just to sit idle. So I made scarves. I made scarves for the nurses, for the other hospital staff, for the doctors' wives. So I was known as a scarf lady, and they would come in and people say, so-and-so on floor so-and-so would love a scarf. And I made a one. So that really piqued my time of really crocheting more, and I've done more than just scarves. And another thing I'm going to share with you is, if you like to crochet, don't be intimidated by the patterns. I could not, for the life of me, read a pattern for the longest time. And even when I was, 14 years ago, when I started we're doing it more and making the scarves, I still wasn't good at reading patterns. That's why I made scarves, because it was just easy. I just did, basic back and forth, single, double, half double crochet scarves, until I finally realized that I could watch tutorials on YouTube of how to read a pattern, and it was a life changer. So now I do my own creating. I still do a lot of things from pattern, but I do my own creating, and am writing my own patterns and doing YouTube tutorials of, how to crochet my patterns and things. So, you know, the point is, if you enjoy crocheting, crochet. You can find ways to get around it, make things that make you happy, that are fun. But for me, it's just very relaxing. I know two of my grandsons, their high school has, well, one of them has graduated, but their high school has a crochet club, boys and girls. So it's very popular right now. All right, so that's the last stitch of that round, and we're going to put our stitch marker back in. Now we're going to start building the sides of the meshy type look. Not hard, looks hard, not hard, very easy. It's just a chain 1, half double crochet, skip 1. So we're gonna start that. So we're gonna start with a chain 1. We're going to skip this first stitch, then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch. I'll show you in a minute how to do a half double crochet if you don't know. Half double crochet, chain 1, skip, half double crochet. Half double crochet is yarn over, put it through, just like the beginning of a double crochet, but you pull it through all 3 loops on your hook. So chain 1, skip 1, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's a half double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet. So we're going to do this all the way around, and I'll meet you when we come to the end of the round. Okay, here we are, the end of this round, and we're going to do the last stitch together. Now this is where your work is this way, but you're going to kind of turn it. This is now going to be this is the right side of your pouch. So, oh goodness, okay. So we're going to do, I've done the half double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, then we're going to, in this very last stitch where the stitch marker is, we're going to work a half double crochet. Put the stitch marker back in the top of that stitch, not in the chain space, but in the top of that stitch. All right, so we're again going to chain 1. Now this is where we're going to start, where you're going to use your row counter. This is going to be row 8. It's going to be for 9 rows. So we're just going to do 1. This is going to be row 1 of your 9 rows. So it's going to be rows 8 through 16. So do a half double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip. Now we're not looking at, we're looking at the top of the stitch. So this is, let's go back. Oh, see where it got in there. Okay. See, boo-boos are okay. So you skipped 1, then you're going to do the half double crochet in that very last stitch. Then you're going to put your stitch marker in the top of that stitch, not in the chain space, but in the top of that stitch. You're going to chain 1, and here you are starting row 1 of your 8 through 16. I keep hitting the lamp. So you're not going to do this, you're going to count this as 1, and then that's the one you're going to skip. So you're going to half double crochet into this next stitch right here. Half double crochet, chain 1, skip, then half double crochet in the next one. This is going to give the mesh effect look to your bag. Chain 1, you're going to skip this stitch and do half double crochet in this stitch. And you're going to do this all the way around for a total of 9 rows. So chain 1, skip, and then half double crochet in this one. So I want you to continue this pattern of chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet. Just make sure that you're going in, looking at not the chain space, but the top of each stitch. So this is going to be skip, then half double crochet in this one. You're going to do this all the way around the project for the next 9 rows, and at the end of that we're going to come back and change colors again and get the top of this pouch done. So you continue with your chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet in the next stitch all the way around. When you get to the end of the row, of course, you're going to take the stitch marker out and move it up. So chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet. So continue this all the way around for the next 9 rows until you have 16 rows. Okay, we're back. We have finished up to row 16 on our bag. We're going to do our chain 1 and do a half double crochet. Now this is where we're going to change back to the secondary color. In this case, for me, it's green, or whatever color you have chosen for yours. We're going to do the beginning of a half double crochet. We have 3 loops, and as I've shown you before, we're going to join in the other color. We're going to pull it through these through loops, flip it to the back, and once again we're going to secure it tightly with a knot. Okay, I'm going to put our chain marker in this last stitch we just made, which was a half double crochet. Put in your stitch marker. And now we are going to continue on the, what will be the top, the rim part. And we're going to half double crochet into each half double crochet into each chain 1. Not chain 1 space, but chain 1. And as we do that, again, I keep hitting the thing. I am so sorry. We're going to, as we've done before, we're going to the tail to the ecru that we were using and the tail to the green. We're going to crochet that right in. So we're going to just go right into this next stitch and do a half double crochet. We'll be doing half double crochets all the way around. Now this is the chain 1 space. We're not going to half double crochet into the chain 1 space. We're going to do a half double crochet into that chain 1. And then we're going to do a half double crochet into the top of the half double crochet. We're going to half double crochet into that chain 1, not the chain 1 space, but into the chain 1. And we are going to do this all the way around. Half double crochet into the top of the half double crochet from the previous round, and then a half double crochet into that chain 1. This is where we're going to stop. Pull it a little bit because you want that knot to come through, but you don't want to pull it too tight. And we're going to clip those edges. And then we're done with the ecru. So we're going to continue around doing a half double crochet into each half double crochet and into each chain 1 all the way around for a total of 44 stitches. So continue that around and we'll meet you back at the beginning at our stitch marker. Okay, we have gone around doing a half double crochet in each half double crochet in chain 1. We're going to do our last half double crochet in this round. Put our stitch marker back. Now the next round we're getting ready to do is the round that will be used for the tie, that we'll put the tie through. So it's going to consist of a chain 1, skip 1 stitch, single crochet. Really easy. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, single crochet. Doing this gives you the space that you need to weave your tie through, to tie the bag up. So chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. Any of y'all that are doing this project, I would love to see some pictures of your final one. All of mine are 2 colors. If you do it in solid color or, you know, whatever, I would love to see some pictures of that. So you can send me that on my, I've got the information in my bio for TikTok, my email address. Please send me some pictures. I would love to see your finished project. Single crochet, skip 1, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. All right, we're going to do this all the way around and we'll meet at the beginning. Okay, we're at the end of the row. We've done our single crochet. Here we've done a chain 1 and now we're going to do a single crochet in this last stitch. And now we're going to put the stitch marker back in that last single crochet. Now this border, row we're getting ready to do now is just like the border that was around our face scrubbies. It's the same repeat. It just makes the top look really pretty. And it's really easy. So in the first stitch, you're going to do a single crochet. You're going to chain 2. And you do a single crochet in that same stitch. You're going to do a single crochet in the next stitch. Then in the next stitch, you're going to do a single crochet. And this time you're doing it in that chain 1 space. 2 single crochet, 2 chains, and then a single crochet. In the next stitch, you do a single crochet. And then the next stitch, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in that same stitch. The next stitch, you're going to do a single crochet. And this gives it that pretty ruffly look at the top. I just think it's so pretty. I think it's perfect for this type of project. So we're going to continue that around. We've done a single crochet. In the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the same stitch. So continue that around until we get back to the end of the row, and then I'll show you how to fasten it off, and we will do our tie string. Okay, we have finished this last round. We are going to do a slip stitch, last stitch, tie it off, and got your yarn, pull it through, and you will just fasten that off on the inside, just like I've shown you before, back and forth several times to make it nice and secure. Now we are going to make our tie string. So with that, we are going to chain 80. I can get the end of my cord here. We're going to chain 80. We're going to leave a little bit of a long tail. Doesn't need to be terribly long, but you're going to need that to thread it back through, to thread it through the border, the top of your border. So we're going to chain 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to pause here. We'll catch you at the end of 80. You don't need to listen to me count. So chain 80. We'll get back at the end. Okay, we have our chain 80 tie string. We've got it on the darning needle. We're going to look at the back of this, and you can see when you're crocheting, especially when you're using two different colors, how the colors change and the rows go up a little bit. So I want that to be my back. I'm going to turn it over to the front, and we are going to just eyeball it. Doesn't have to be anything perfect. I don't count from each side and all that for this. We're going to eyeball it, and in these chain 1 spaces here, that's where we are going to weave the string through. So let's just start. Let's start here. Then we're going to weave it, just weave it through all the way around through these chain 1 spaces. Leave your little tail, and you're just going to over 1, under 1, over 1, under 1. Kind of pull as you go. It's easier if you pull a little bit at a time instead of trying to pull all of it at the same time. So you went under, so you're going to go over 1, under 1, over 1, under 1. And as you can see, it's not, we're going to go down here. It's not going to be anything real precise, because when it's pulled taut, you're not going to, really be able to tell. And it's just, you're just doing this more for, to be able to tie it closed. So over 1, under 1, whoops, over, under, let me do that again. Over, under, there we go. Got a little confused where that color changed a little bit. We're going to go over, under, over, under, over, under. All right, we're going to continue around going over, under, over, under. Over, under, over. I don't want it to come up in that same spot, so I'm going to cheat a little bit. We're going to go over and then under this 1 string. That should work fine. If it's going to come through that 1 string. There we go. So I'm going to leave the needle, darning needle, on the end of that, and I will show you why. So we've gotten it through. Now, with the needle still on, you're going to tie a knot. And I don't want it to be directly on the end. I like to do it, let me do it this way. I like to do it so that it's up a little bit, but not too much. Your preference. You can weave on a bead and sew it on there if you want, or a couple of beads, whatever you want to do before you tie it off. But I'm just doing it with the yarn. So you're going to make a knot like that. Then you're going to take this needle with the yarn and you're going to weave it through and then weave it directly through that knot. Don't pull it real tight because you want that little tip on there. I like the way that looks. Then you're going to come back and go again in a different hole through in the different direction. Pull that, and we're going to do it one more time. Again, we're going to go from a different hole in a different direction and just weave it through that knot. There you go. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then you have your end, just like you did this one. Your face scrubbies will go inside and you will tie it. Pull these cords, tie it up. And I just think it's a lovely gift. It's a good size. The face scrubbies are a good size. And I just think it's a lovely gift. In the comments, I would like to know, I'm thinking about making a gift basket. Like making the basket and then making some more spa type of things to put in the gift basket as a set. So what I would like to know is, put it in the comments, what color should I go with? Should I go with the green? Should I go with the yellow? Or should I go with the teal? Let's get a vote. What would be your favorite color, preferred color, if I were to make a gift set, a basket, crocheted basket with some spa items, crocheted spa items in it? Let me know what you think. Leave them in the comments. Again, if you like this video, please subscribe, hit the like button. I do like comments. I would love to see your finished project as you work this up. And thank you so much for joining us. Y'all have a great day.